Hey, everybody, it's Tim Gillette, and we're back with another episode of the Tim Gillette Show. You may recognize this lady beside me. She has been here before. This is her, I think, second appearance on the show, all right? And her world is entirely changed since the last time we talked. Cami Baker, the most quoted person on the show. Did you know that you were the most quoted person on my show, Cami?
I didn't, but I got a lot of new quotes you're going to love, too.
Well, no, because my game at the end, I asked you the question. All right, I think we asked the question about toilet paper, over or under. Do you remember your answer?
It's always over. It's the only way to do it. It's the right way to do it. And if you don't do it the right way, you're not coming to my house.
Well, you said, this is what I quote you on. You said, well, I'm a single girl. If I go to a guy's house after the third time of dating him, I have to turn that toilet paper from under to over. We're breaking up. This is going nowhere. I tell everybody that one because it's just so hilarious.
Clearly, I'm passionate about the toilet paper issue.
Obviously, but you're a passionate person. I mean, I've been following you. I want to say we've been connected, almost 3 or 4 years, if not more than that, on social media.
Yeah.
And I've always enjoyed watching your journey. Right. Because I remember hearing your story, then having you on the show and hearing your story. And now, like, you're not even in New Hampshire anymore.
No. And as you can see behind me, I'm traveling the country in my RV. So that's my driver's seat right there. Mm-hmm. And I'm in Florida right now, but I'm traveling the country. I'm kind of like the Johnny Appleseed, dropping it like it's hot, letting people know about this secret real estate niche that's funding nonprofits by the billions.
Yeah. And I'm just curious, what made you come up with this idea?
Well, Tim, I've got a huge background in real estate. When I was in New Hampshire, I did a lot of real estate as a real estate agent. I did HGTV House Hunters and just been a really aggressive, assertive, guerrilla marketer in real estate. And then when I was doing all that real estate, I bought my dream car. It was a 64.5 Mustang convertible. With that car, we were doing car shows and giving the money from the car shows to local nonprofits, which led me into doing cause marketing your business with the cause in mind. For all of our entrepreneurs out there, 87% of consumers, customers, and clients say that they will choose the business that's on purpose and doing good things in the world. So we were doing that for a long time. And a couple of years ago, I'm at a conference and I hear the speaker talk about a magical unicorn that brought my 2 favorite things together, charitable gifting of real estate. What?
Yeah.
And I'm like, how have I been in real estate 15 years? I've never heard of this. How could I have worked with the biggest nonprofits to the smallest and never heard of it? So that's what happened. 2 months later, the pandemic happened. As a speaker and an author, I was completely unemployed, which was the best thing that could happen because I had nothing else to do but study and interview people and get interviewed. And now I'm a foremost authority, not on just charitable gifting of real estate, but how to leverage real estate for real change.
Yeah, that's cool. And it blows my mind. It's like, I knew you did real estate last time we ended the show, but then I see this pop up and I'm like, wow, that's a different direction. All right. And I still tune in to a couple of your broadcasts and I watch a lot of your education onto it because it is interesting. I mean, I've got real estate for investment, but I'd never heard of this, but I was like, wow. To me, it wasn't the message that you're giving. It's your energy behind it. I think your energy behind it is what's going to create this into a movement this time.
Well, I appreciate you saying that because, look, I am clear. I am not for everyone. As a matter of fact, I am not for about 95% of people.
Yeah.
But the 5% of people who resonate with my message, they can bring it to their marketplace who will listen to them. So I've just got the biggest set of balls to go out and actually do that which universe has asked me to do. So I'm just the one that's willing to plant the flag, burn the bridge, tear the house down to make it happen.
And you literally tore the house down because you packed up everything and moved into an RV. So
Well, actually, I am living the life, man. I'm traveling in an RV. I get to go out and hula hoop. I get around on my motorcycle everywhere I go. I went to Daytona Bike Week a couple of days ago just because it was close enough to go. It's pretty cool living this lifestyle.
yeah. It's something my wife and we talked about doing, all right, but then we went a different route with our world. So I sold the big truck, so I have nothing to pull it with now. So, but anyway, all right, now, so I mean, you went down. Mainly, I see a lot of your stuff in the South, all right, and is that just because it's winter time, or is that where you like to be based now, out of the southern states?
Well, when I got the RV, I came down this way because my mother lived in Georgia. I actually had the blessing because every single thing I own is right here in this RV. I don't have a storage shed. I don't have an apartment anywhere. And last summer when my mother got sick, I was able to just park in the driveway and take care of her during hospice. And so I've just been down in the South for different reasons. And as it turns out, what we're doing with certifying real estate agents and others around charitable gifting of real estate, we're going to create it into a continuing education accredited program so that realtors can get 2-hour, 3-hour credit. And we're going to do it in Florida first, not only because it's warm and it's the most open state as far as masks and all that go. I like my freedom. But also because there's 200,000 realtors in Florida. So I could be here for another 10 years and never meet the same people twice. It's just a really good place for us to do what we're doing.
Now, are you working on a certified program with state realtor boards, or is this something you're just working on your own certification?
So we have created the Certified Charitable Real Estate Specialist designation. It is not affiliated with any board. And when people ask us, well, does this board or does this state sanction it? We say, you know what? We don't have time for their red tape. The nonprofits need funding now. The realtors are getting paid a full commission to list these donations now. The donors want the tax deductions and they want to leave legacy now. So we are getting the class created as this, get your continuing education hours, just because it gives it that much more credibility and that much more exposure. But ultimately, we don't give two shits as to whether or not the board cares about it. We are helping people. We are helping realtors, and that's what it's all about.
But I see that though, and you're doing it now and going this route. Within 5 to 7 years, the real estate boards are going to go, hey, this is something needed. We need you to come. And I think it's going to open it. That's where I see you taking the energy and going worldwide with it.
Well, our goal as the Real Agents of Change is to add $1 billion a year to the nonprofit world. And with an average donation from one piece of real estate being $550,000, that's about 2,000 transactions a year that we want to do collectively. And that $1 billion to the nonprofit world equates into $50 million in commissions to the real estate world. So not only should the boards learn about this because it's the right thing to do for nonprofits, the realtors get paid a full commission. And just like I said earlier, 87% of consumers will choose the realtor that is doing something like this and being seen on media and PR, handing a check for $400,000 to the local animal shelter. It's just a smart way of doing business. So my goal personally is that by 2025, we have charitable real estate specialists and charitable real estate divisions in every marketplace of this country.
Yeah, because right now, I just sold one of my rentals, right, and I used an agent that I've been using for years, and they have a whole new division helping investors like me now that they didn't when I bought my last real estate from that lady 4 years ago. And I was just blown away that how much the real estate industry is going into. We need to adopt different ways. It's not mom and pop sell their house anymore. New kids buy house, and it's not that anymore. It's changed. So I see the fact that very easily that when I pass away, I designated in my will that it goes to a charitable agent. Now, are my kids going to be able to find an agent who's going to be willing to do this here in Texas?
Now, here's the thing, Tim. You don't have to wait till you die to leave legacy.
Yeah.
So, for example, these donations of real estate, just to be clear, this has been around for 100 years. 1917, U.S. government said, hey, property owner, if you'll donate real estate to a 501c3, you pay no capital gains tax, and you can write off the appraised value as the basis for your tax deduction. You can write off of your adjusted gross income. So 80% of the people who donate real estate do it because they're good people. They're a veteran and they want to help veterans. They got a house full of animals and they want to help animals. In other words, they don't do it for the tax benefit, but the tax benefit happens for everyone. So our goal is to have charitable real estate specialists and divisions in Texas and everywhere else. But it's also to educate people. Don't wait till you die. Do it now so you can save on the capital gains tax for one, but so you can also see that building get built or those kids get fed or those, there's so much going on right now with human trafficking. Oh my God, the horror that happens with human trafficking. There's a lot of people who are donating real estate because they want to see people saved now.
I perfectly see that into it, and someone who's always looking for a way to to make my money. I found my own niches, but so many people haven't because they're not in the investment game. I mean, I'm in the investment game, but to Joe Schmo or to the entrepreneur listening to the show, they aren't aware that they can even do this. All right, 1917. All right, it's been around. It's a long time.
Well, it's a long time for something that is so beneficial, and people are completely blind to it. $9 billion a year is donated to nonprofits through the gifting of real estate. So it is happening. But when you look at the fact that over $474 billion a year goes to nonprofits, that's less than 2%. But 43% of our wealth is held in real estate. So the reason that none of us have ever heard of this is because of all those 1.3 million nonprofits, 99% of them, if you say I got $500 cash or I got a deed to a property worth $500,000, they take the cash and say no to the real estate 99% of the time. It's complicated. It's convoluted. What if the property has a mortgage on it? The way that the donor gets the tax benefit is by donating to a 501c3 that takes title. The only way you can take title is if it's lien free. It could be $1 million condo in Florida, but there's a $300,000 mortgage that needs to get paid off in order for the church to take title. They don't have $300,000. It's scary. What are we going to do with this thing? So what we have at the Real Agents of Change is a really simple way for all nonprofits, all of them to benefit, no risk, no taking title, no money out of pocket. Every deal, every donation that comes has to be listed to liquidate it, to give the cash to the nonprofit. So all the realtors get paid a full commission. It is a win-win-win. Is no There's no shoe going to drop. There's no what's the catch. It's just something that people have never bothered to leverage until the Real Agents of Change got created.
Cool. So, I mean, and it's clear. I mean, I said it's clear you've taken your passion into it. But is this now the only focus Cami Baker's doing, or you still got your toes in a couple of areas like Tim Gillette?
Well, fuck yeah, it's the only thing I do. When you know that nonprofits are struggling and that you have a way to give billions of dollars to them and pay your real estate friends a full commission to do it, brother, there ain't nothing else for me to breathe in and breathe out for.
Well, I mean, there is breathe out and out. All right, come on. You said you had a motorcycle.
Well, and
a hula hoop. Come on.
and a really, really hot new guy. So
I've noticed that. Okay, you open the door. I gotta ask.
and he makes me breathe in and out really heavy and hard. So there are other things, but when it comes to a profession, the Real Agents of Change are definitely my focus. I mean, I'm the founder, I'm the creator, I'm the trainer, I'm the visionary. I've got a team behind me that makes me look good with all of the marketing pieces and everything. But we just sent our book, The Legacy Listing, 5 Keys to Unlock Charitable Gifts of Real Estate for Charities and Their Champions. We just sent that to the publisher today. So I got more than enough to do full time right here.
Cool. So then are you setting up corporate offices for this in a certain state because you travel now, or how does that work?
Well, I actually have a corporation. I'm an S Corp in New Hampshire. So, it's from a tax perspective, we do have that. But our goal is definitely to have charitable real estate divisions all over the country. And who knows, maybe I'll need to move my S Corp to Nevada or something like other people
Nevada,
do.
Wyoming, Texas.
Make billions
What's the other ones out there? I think South Dakota's getting a run for its money now on people moving their S Corps there. But anyway.
Well, actually, Puerto Rico. There's a lot of people
moving Puerto Rico too. Yeah. No. Well, I mean, that's the other thing. Are you looking for people to head up divisions in states?
Hell yes. So today, one of our people, Sam Silver, he's a real estate agent out in California. He took the bull right by the horns. I've got this presentation I do, Charitable Real Estate 101 overview. I do it every Wednesday at noon. You can watch it live. You can watch the replay. And Sam today took it and did it live on Facebook himself. Wasn't as good as me, but you know what? He done did it. And we're so proud of him. And that's the point, is for others, we want hundreds of people every day doing these presentations. So yeah, we want people in every state, every region. We've got a guy named Patrick Keeler up in the New England marketplace running up the division there. Because here's the thing, charitable gifting of real estate is the secret niche no one's ever heard of. But in that niche, my friend, there are specializing in veterans groups, animal groups, children's groups, universities, churches, bank-owned property. Like, there's so many sub niches that when we have charitable real estate divisions at real estate companies or at nonprofits or at financial service places, when there's charitable real estate divisions, there can be someone who just wants to help veterans, right? Like, that's their passion. The beauty of this is there is no selling. We don't sell people on wanting to donate real estate. They either get it or they don't. We don't sell realtors on wanting to get paid a full commission. In other words, this is a passion. This is a way to make money, making a difference, honest to God. Nonprofits don't get funded unless the realtor got paid a full commission. And the realtor doesn't get paid a full commission unless all the proceeds are going to the nonprofit. And the financial planners, they can make more money off of their assets under management. It's just a big ball of yummy love. So yeah, we want people everywhere.
Cool. And you know what I mean? You then think you have a time frame maybe to go to other countries, maybe go to places like Puerto Rico with it as well, or no?
Actually, thank you for asking. We actually jumped the border into Canada last month because one of the real estate agents sat in on our master class. She's from Canada. She says, hey, this is a US-based tax code. That's why it works the way that it does with the tax advantages. I can't speak about all the other countries, but she asked me, she says, is this a tax thing in Canada? I said, I don't know. You're Canadian. Find out. So she found out that there's actually a bill in their version of Parliament or what have you, that they're looking at doing it. But she became the first charitable real estate specialist in Canada because she can see 80% of people donate real estate because it's the right thing to do anyway. So she's as a matter of fact, she created a podcast called Shining the Light. She's shining the light on nonprofits there and teaching people about this. So we've already jumped a border, and we could do it in other countries. There's so much opportunity right here in the good old US of A. That $9 billion that nonprofits are taking in a year from the gifting of real estate could be 29 billion, because 43% of our wealth is held in real estate. So I can put my whole adult life into educating people in the United States. but people like Denise and Sam and others that we have, if they want to bring it to other countries, by God, we're here to support them doing it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So what or who are the people you're looking for right now to take this? Well, who are they? What's the specialties you need from the people that you need to spread this?
Well, realtors for one.
Okay.
You know, realtors have been my focus just because that's my conversation. I know my peeps.
Yeah.
I know they want to get paid a full commission. I know they want to help their community. But 67% of these deals are instigated by financial professionals, because it's the financial professionals that have the clients that want to be philanthropic and that need a tax deduction. So we want to talk to them. We want to talk to nonprofits, but nonprofits take the longest time to figure something out. They're the ones that benefit the most, but they are so hung up in their old ways. We only want to talk to a nonprofit if they're actually visionary and hungry, and they can open their eyes to a new way of bringing in revenue. And mostly, Tim, what we want are generous property owners who say, wait a minute, you mean my animal shelter can get the 400,000? Yeah. That's right. That's right.
Cool. So, so then, you know what I mean? When someone who wants to do this, all right, they want to be able to donate their property. Where do they go? What's the first place they go to do this?
therock.com. So seriously, the first thing to do is, so we've got 5 keys. I have my new key I got at Daytona Beach, the key.
Cool.
5 keys to unlock charitable gifts of real estate. The first key is to learn. Learn what this is. Just come sit in on class. They're free. You can sit in on a free overview on Wednesdays or once a month. We got this big master class. It's free. Come learn. Key number 2 is lead generate. Now that you know what it is, what the hell are you going to do with it? Who are you going to talk to? So we got a whole thing around how to lead generate. Key number 3 is list and liquidate. These are legacy listings, because we are leaving legacy for the nonprofit, for the donor, for the realtor. Legacy listings. Key number 4 is leverage. How do you leverage this so that the whole community can make money making a difference? We can show you how the local attorney, the CPA, local dog walker can double their business through charitable gifting of real estate if they understand how to leverage it. And key number 5, leave legacy. We are truly teaching people how to leave legacy. And the way they get started, Tim, is just to learn. We've got free classes. What's your excuse?
Yeah. So, and where I used to think about donating, real estate or donating to something like that, was I always used to think like donating to colleges and people naming the building, naming it because we donated this building to this college, so we get it named after, stuff like that. Is that the same concept, or is that or is that where it was created, or what?
Well, so thank you for asking. So when we're talking about donating real estate, every once in a great while, there's actually a bit, like I just saw a building last week that was actually donated to a university, because the house was adjacent to the university. So the person left the house so that they could have a new art gallery or whatever. Very rare. That's very rare. What we're talking about is any real estate of any type, of any size, anywhere in the United States or the world, that can be donated, so that when it is listed and liquidated and there are proceeds, that those proceeds can go to any nonprofit that you want to have it. So you could have a nonprofit in Texas, and one of the donors of that nonprofit says, I've got a condo in Florida. I love our Texas nonprofit. What do I do with that? We list it in Florida, we liquidate it, and we give the nonprofit in Texas the proceeds.
Cool. So I had another question there, but something just got in my eye.
Don't you have some envelopes or something you want to open over there?
Not yet. That's towards the end, girl. I know. That's for the end. The other thing I was going to ask you on that, when you made me think about that, you know what I mean, the donations and stuff, with the property is, my mind went blank when that stupid bug got in my eye.
It's all right. It's important. It'll come back.
Well, first of all, I figured I was going to say to you, your key, it doesn't have the peace sign in it. Everything I see you get has a peace sign in it. That's why I asked.
Actually, if you look at this one, I just got in Daytona, but we are creating a key where this bottom part, the little key part, will actually have the RAOC.
Okay.
So it will be the rock there. We could actually put a peace sign in here or something.
I was expecting you to have a peace sign as part of the because I know you have.
I got my peace signs. I always got peace signs on somewhere.
Yeah, I know. She always. That's what I know. I've always known that about you. You always have it on. You always have it as part of your get up.
As a matter of fact,
don't take your clothes off on my show. It's not that kind of show, girl.
Now, I've got a permanent peace sign. That's my little anklet.
Okay. I was just wondering that when you start taking clothes off, I got to wonder about you. I've seen stuff you do.
Hey, now. We got to keep our audience engaged. They won't learn unless we're getting naked.
I always know I'm going to have fun when I have you on the show. So, like, on a playful note, all right, with your life, all right, you got the new boyfriend now. So did you find him at the biker rally, or where'd you find this guy? I got to know.
I found him on Tinder. Now, don't judge me, because everybody these days is finding their spouse in an online dating platform. It is what it is. And I swiped about 5 million times to find him, and he swears I'm the first date he ever had from online dating. He said he hit the Tinder lottery when he found me. So, yeah.
I met my wife. We were at 2009, and it was through eHarmony.
Stop it. Way back then?
Way back then, yeah.
Way back when you had to put a quarter in the computer to get it to keep going?
Yeah, dial up, yeah. we had dial up. No. My roommate, she had met her husband on eHarmony, and she said to me, and her boyfriend at the time, but was husband. They were getting married, so he was going to move in, and I had to move out, right? So she's like, you should go on eHarmony and find a date. And I'm like, this won't work. Let me prove it to you. I'm still married, by the way. My roommate who found the husband been married and divorced. But and my wife, some guy she was in a serious relationship with, it ended, and her best friend bought her 3-month membership to eHarmony, and that's how she met me. And
the gift that keeps on giving.
I know, yeah, it is. So we were ending up this year, this February marks 13 years we've been together. So yeah, lucky number 13.
Are you getting that 13-year itch yet, Tim?
No. Was I supposed to? I'm in my 50s now. I don't get many itches anymore, honey. I know you girls do, but us guys don't.
I'm 53 and my guy's 52, and we're the itchiest people you ever met.
Okay. Come see me in 10 years. Yeah. I learned long ago. Well, then again, there's other things I have, like because I have epilepsy, and the medication I'm on also affects that, which really, it blew my mind. And it's one of the things when I met Gwen, I wasn't looking for another hookup. I was looking for someone who I could have a conversation with without that. And that's why I chose Gwen. And it's like, you get to the point where you're done playing. I went through a playful phase. I'm going to be honest with you. I went through a playful phase. And
that's what that long hair was about. You were hanging on to that playful phase.
Again, those are not the type of girls I want anymore. So right now you're down in Florida. All right. Where's the next state you're heading to?
I don't know. The only place that I haven't been that I'd really like to see are the redwoods in California. I am dying to take this RV up the Pacific Coast Highway and just go see places I haven't seen yet. I'm very adventurous. I will pack up and roll out on a dare. So you never know when that's going to happen. But Florida is actually a really good place to be right now. Not only is the weather great, not only is 10% of all realtors here, but it's a free state, and we enjoy our freedom here. So
yeah, we are in Texas too, by the way.
Good to know, because I want to go there too.
Just saying, here in Texas, yeah, we've outlawed the pandemic. we got sick of it and said, okay, we're just done with that. No, there's some people who don't like our Florida and Texas stance on things, and I'm just like, oh well, then don't come to Florida or Texas. Problem solved.
Yep, there you go.
I've not gotten on a plane since. I mean, I was on plane 2020. I went to pick up a friend's car in California and drive it here, and that's the last time I was on a plane. And it's funny because up until the whole world shut down, I was on a flight three times a month. So, and I think I still have millions of points that I'm never going to use with Southwest now.
I actually flew to Costa Rica in September last year. I did my third ayahuasca retreat. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Are you familiar?
No, I am not.
Have you ever heard of that's a whole nother show. That's a Joe Rogan show.
Oh, you know that guy too, huh?
Well, he's actually talking about ayahuasca and psilocybin and mushrooms, and he's talking about all kinds of stuff like that. But anyway, I did fly to Costa Rica. Of course, I wore my mask the whole time, but I'm actually flying again in 2 weeks. This will be the 5th time I've flown during the pandemic. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm not. The biggest thing that bothered me is I couldn't have my alcohol on the plane. I know you who don't drink. All right, me, I needed my. That's the one thing that calmed me was having a little bit of bourbon on the plane.
They don't have bourbon on the plane anymore?
They didn't during the pandemic. They were doing no refreshments. Southwest was doing no refreshments.
Yeah. Well, as a good alcoholic right here, I would have put it in my prison pocket if I had to.
I stopped at the bar in the airport and got good and loaded before I got on the plane. And I don't get drunk that often, but like the other thing I can't stand is wearing a mask. It really, really gets to me. So to get on a plane and get through it at the time, I bought a big bag of like Chex Mix. And literally I would have it sitting on the thing with me. And every time I got nervous, I would just pull the mask down and eat one. And that would calm me. All right. And it's the weirdest shit in the world bugs us as we get older. You know what I mean? And that did. And I'm like, okay, I just got to find a way to get through it. Which is basically those people who are in this world, they found a way to get through it. And a lot of people like you found whole new avenues of entrepreneurialism they never knew existed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anyway, what are they saying? Someone's saying bummer, Tim. What's this? Bummer. Anyway.
Oh, just got a little booze, little beer.
Yeah. So what is going to be what is your you don't know where you're going to next, but you haven't penciled down or papered down these are the adventures I'm going to do, or are you just going to still go with on a whim?
I'm pretty spontaneous. Here, the adventure that I have in my mind is being on a stage in front of 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 people sharing the blessing of charitable gifting of real estate. So where those stages are, who puts me on that stage is irrelevant. But my guy, so I met with a numerologist about 6 months ago, and she told me that like T. Harv Eker used to be Harv Eker, and because of advice from a numerologist, he added the T. Harv Eker. So I became Cami C.E. Baker.
Yeah.
And my guy loves to call me Cami C.E. Baker. So I was telling him yesterday, I said, I can just imagine you on the microphone and welcome to the stage, Cami C.E. Baker. And so where that stage is that he's introducing me, it doesn't matter to me as long as I'm there and people are are listening and open, and we are creating paradigm shifts in how people do what they do. Doesn't matter where that is, Tim.
Cool. I love it. So I know I asked you this before last time you were on the show, but I can't remember what your answer was. I mean, when I was 21 years old, I worked in Tewksbury, Massachusetts, and a boss gave me job advice that turned out to be life advice. And that was, Tim, while you're at this job, I want you to pretend like you own the company. And I took ownership. What is some advice you got when you were younger that you still live by?
That's funny. Usually when I'm going to meet somebody, I say, you'll know me because I look like the woman who owns the joint. I kind of show up that way. I had a mentor in real estate, and I remember I did Landmark education years ago. And one of the things that we did in Landmark was we would ask the people important to us some questions like, what works about me? What doesn't work about me? What can I be counted on for? And this mentor of mine, when I said, how could I improve? He said, Cami, you don't think big enough.
Whoa.
And that really stuck with me. So I think a lot bigger now. My vision is big. And he may not have realized it at the time, but that was really powerful advice, whether he knew it or not. And that same guy also, we were in real estate and something was going on in real estate. And I just remember us passing in the hall one day. I'm sure he doesn't remember it, but I was talking about something and he said, Cami, all we are is the calm in the storm. And he was talking about how when people are just so emotional and all over the place, when you are the leader, when you are the person that they're looking at for advice and direction, when you're calm, they will be calm. When you're crazy and frantic and, oh my God, I can't believe they want us to do that. Then that's how they're going to be. So that has helped me a lot in life too. Just be the calm in the storm.
Interesting. So, it's when you talk about mentors and stuff like that and things that like you've gone on and thinking big. February, my mentor and business coach Craig Duswalt had a live event finally, and at the live event he's telling people write down your lifetime dream goal, and then he goes on to tell from his stage, my lifetime dream goal is I want to own the Kansas City Chiefs, and then he immediately goes into, but that's not going to happen because blah, blah, blah. And he starts putting excuses down. And I'm from the back of the room with no microphone. I'm like, hold up. I'm calling you out. You can't stand in the front of the room and tell us to have a big dream while you sit there, cut yours down. And he was like, whoa. Because I'm like, if you're going to, don't write down I'm going to have this big dream if you're not willing to freaking believe you can have it. Because he basically would say, this is my big dream. I'm writing it down. But immediately would start shutting his life down as to, no, I'll never have that.
Wow.
Why not?
That's interesting.
That's thinking big, all right? I still tell my wife, when I was broke and living in the back of my Ford Taurus station wagon, I still said I was going to be a millionaire again. I'm living in a Ford Taurus station wagon. It's 25 years old. Can't even have heat. I believed it. To me, that's big. Thinking big like that is huge.
Robert and Kim Kiyosaki lived in a car.
Yeah, they did. So,
I'm living in a big truck.
Well, let me ask you this. All right, when I say when you say you think big, what's the size of the next RV you're getting?
Actually, I got on the road with a different RV that was a 30-footer. This one's a 30-footer, but I upgraded 1 week before I met Alan, my guy.
Yeah. And
he's 6 foot, 225 pounds. We fit in here because we like being close right now.
Yeah.
But we're gonna need a bigger one when he gets on the road with me. So the next one will be at least a 40-footer. And it'll probably be more like a fifth wheel that we pull behind a truck that has more slide outs because it doubles the square footage when you got slide outs. Yeah. So it'll be something like that. Maybe a monster bus. I don't know.
We were, so we had bought, like in 2016, I bought that Dodge Ram truck I had to tow a fifth wheel. That's why I got it. In 2021, my warranty ran out on the truck and I had a problem with it. So I'm like, okay, I'm not using this big truck. First, I looked into replacing it. To replace it was $80,000. And I'm like, I can't spend $80,000 on something I drive from here to Starbucks and back. It's too much money, right? Why? So I started looking at other vehicles, and by the time I got done and the money I wanted to spend with a comfortable vehicle, I got a Mercedes SUV. So I tell everybody, well, I didn't want another truck. The Jeep was too much. I decided to downgrade and get a Mercedes.
I get around on my scooter, which is a motorcycle. It's got motorcycle handlebars, but it's a scooter. It goes 50 miles an hour, could do 70. But anyway, I get around on that bike. I don't even want a car anymore.
Yeah. That's what we were with the truck. We were going to get a toy hauler and haul our Harleys around in it. And we eventually just got rid of the Harleys inside. We're gonna pause that. We didn't want to do that anymore. We got rid of all of our toys to double down on our investments. So yeah. So anyway, but it's interesting, when people say how big, I'm like, well, I can go bigger. I remember buying a condo which was twice the size of my old condo, and now I'm like, now I want a house. Never stop dreaming, right? Right.
Always changing and shifting. I mean, there was a time I lived in a mobile home.
Yeah.
And I was on food stamps.
Wow. Yeah.
And I drove a little beater Hyundai. And when I got into real estate and I started making money, the first nice car I bought was a BMW. And my BMW is parked outside of this mobile home. And I used to say, you're a redneck when your car costs more than your house.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, Cami, this past year I put another question in that I'd like to ask people towards the end. In July of last year, I connected with a friend that I hadn't seen in years, and in August I had him on my podcast. In October, he passed away. My interview was the last interview he ever did, and thousands upon thousands of people worldwide sought out that interview with him, just to hear one more bit of advice from that gentleman. Cami, I it's not my wish that you and I pass away anytime nearby. I hope we go many, many more years. But those people who do, seek out that one more bit of wisdom from Cami Baker. What would you say to them if this is the podcast they're listening to them on?
Change your playgrounds and playmates. If you are an employee and you want to be an entrepreneur, hang out with entrepreneurs. If you are a broke entrepreneur and you want to be a successful one, hang out with successful entrepreneurs. If you're a heavy drinker and you want to get sober, hang out with people who are sober. So don't make excuses about why you're not successful or sober or healthy or. The book that's coming out, one of my favorite ways of explaining this is have, do, be versus be, do, have. So many people are waiting to have more money or have more time or have better weather. Then they'll do something else to be happy, be successful, be wealthy. And I had a mentor many years ago who taught me, Cami, when you be that successful real estate agent, you will do what that successful real estate agent would do, and then you'll have what a successful real estate agent would have. Wow. And that was so true for me. And it's been the same thing in network marketing. It's been the same thing, now with what we're doing with charitable gifting of real estate. Nobody else in 100 years, nobody else said, hey, let's certify real estate agents to bring this to their community. Let's actually be bold and do something. So I'm stepping up to be the change that I want to see in the world. And that kind of person would do the kind of things that I'm doing now so that we can have what we want to have, which is more wealth for the nonprofits, more wealth for the donors, more wealth for the real estate agents, so that we can all leave legacy. So don't make excuses, make it happen by taking a look at where are you getting your advice? Who are you hanging out with? What podcasts and radio shows do you listen to? Because you can change who you're being right now.
Good. That's right. I love it. So, What's the website that they can get a hold of you and get to know you more and get involved with this movement?
TheRock.com stands for Real Agent of Change, RAOC. So TheRock.com is a beautiful, we are very proud of what we've done there. And April is National List a Legacy Listing Month.
Mm-hmm.
We want nonprofits, real estate people, property owners to know we're working together to make a paradigm shift. And next month is how we're creating this public service awareness announcement. So get involved.
Cool. Well, before you go, my game has changed. You get to pick an envelope, and the questions are in an envelope. Numbers 1 through 5. Pick your number.
Well, I'm number 1, so
let's find out what your questions are. Number 1. Number 1, question number 1, is Die Hard a Christmas movie, yes or no?
No.
No? Okay. All right. People are allowed to have their opinion. Question number 2, Pepsi or Coca-Cola?
Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
No. I drink Diet Pepsi, but I love Coca-Cola for the marketing.
Yeah.
That doesn't count, does it? I don't know.
Yeah. I'm a Dr. Pepper guy. I live in Texas now.
I'm a pepper, you're a pepper, she's a pepper, we're all peppers. Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too?
Can you sing the Coca-Cola song?
I can't think of one right now, but I don't know. I have to think
I'd
about
like
it.
to teach the world to sing.
Oh.
In perfect harmony.
Yes, I can sing that.
Yeah, okay. Question number 3. If you're taking a trip nowadays, would you rather fly or drive?
Drive.
Now,
In my rig.
I figured that was going to be the question on that one. So, question number 4. You've heard this one before, but I'm asking you again, boxers or briefs?
On my guy, briefs, because he's pretty sexy.
Yeah. I can't remember who it was that actually had, I think it was around the time that I interviewed the last time that I had somebody come on and say, heck, by the time I get him that far, he better have nothing on. I thought it was you. I couldn't remember who said that one, but I'm like, oh my God. Some girls get pretty wild on that question. I got to watch out. Question number 5, taco or hamburger?
Taco.
Taco? Yeah. See, I'm going to get you to Texas sooner or later. Come on, you know. Number 6, I don't know whether it's your fear or your favorite pet, snakes or spiders.
Well, I'm going to have to go with spiders because that used to be my logo, the spider. The savvy, sophisticated spider and the net webbing of Mingled to Millions, my first book.
I remember that book. So, and question number 7, your last one here is, if you're in the car nowadays, are you listening to podcasts and Audible or music?
I listen to podcasts and Audible. I love when I'm driving. That's the only time I can really listen to a book or listen to a speaker. So it's my rolling library.
Yeah, I've gotten to be a lot more education in the car and turn it back into the university on wheels, as Zig used to call it. So yeah. So
Amen.
But well, Cami, it has been a joy getting to see you and hang out with you again. One more time, tell them the website so both the audio and video people can find you.
TheRock.com and CamiBaker.com. They both go to the same place.
Cool. So, well, I do appreciate you taking time out of your schedule, your busy schedule, to come hang out with me and record a podcast again.
Well, you look great. I love the new hairstyle. Your energy's off the hook. You're even more engaging and charismatic now than you were a couple of years ago. And I hope we don't wait 2 years to do it again.
No. Oh, I hope not too. And during the pandemic, by the way, that's what I did. I built that.
The guitar?
The guitar.
Huh.
I built 2 of them during the pandemic. I don't know how to play a guitar.
Did you refurbish one or did you build?
No. I bought a kit and built it.
Huh.
Painted it, stained it, and everything. I did one for my stepson for his 30th birthday, and then that one there for me. And I got another one coming to do for my daughter.
Do you know how to play it now?
I don't know how to play it. I understand a little bit more how it works now. All right. And that's one of the reasons I did it. It's like, you want to learn something. It cost me a couple $100 to buy a kit and figure it out. Worst I can do is screw it up, throw it in the trash, and start over. But I learned something.
A year ago, I didn't know how to hula hoop, but now I'm famous for it. So what are you going to do?
Yeah. Hey,
pandemic.
Do what you got to do. So, all right. To you guys, listeners, I want to thank you guys for coming by. Go check out Cami Baker. All right. And really stay tuned to this girl because, as I said, somebody I met a couple years ago. This is the second time ever on the show. And she's going to be a great friend of yours as well. If you haven't by now, subscribe to our YouTube channel as well as where you get your podcast. I'm Tim Gillette. I'll be back later this week with another great guest. See you later.
See ya.